Hello students, myself Anirban Basuria Chaudhuri, Lab Assistant, Department of Chemistry, JS College of Engineering, Kalyani. And you are watching the lab video. The paper name is Environmental Engineering Lab and paper code is Civil CE791. This is for Civil 4th year students. So students, today I am going to discuss about the experiment, that is the determination of available chlorine in bleaching powder. That means we have to prepare a bleaching powder solution and we have to determine how much available chlorine is there. Now what is the theory behind this? So bleaching powder is the essential, a mixture of calcium hypochlorite, you know that. And the formula is CaOClCl. And the basic chloride, that calcium chloride and calcium hydroxide H2O. This is the basic chloride. The active ion in bleaching powder is the OCl minus, okay, which is responsible for the bleaching action. On reaction in acidic medium, chlorine is liberated as follows. Now this is the reaction. You see, chlorine is liberated. Okay. The available chlorine refers to the chlorine liberated by the action of dilute acids and is expressed as the percentage by weight of the bleaching powder. The bleaching powder solution or suspension is treated with excess of potassium iodide and strongly acidified with acetic acid. Now this is the reaction. Now see, iodine is liberated there. Now that liberated iodine is treated with sodium thiosulfate, hyposolution. And the little of calcium chlorate, which is usually presented, it is coming by decomposing that OCl minus. It will react very slowly with potassium iodide and with liberated iodine if the solution is treated with HCl. So thus the acidification with HCl is avoided. So we are not using HCl, we are using acetic acid. Okay, so this is the theoretical part. Now the next part will show you how we will do the experiment in the laboratory. Okay students, so watch the video carefully.
Hello students, today I am going to discuss about the experiment determination of available chlorine in bleaching powder solution. So for this experiment, what is required? The reagents are like bleaching powder solution. We have to prepare bleaching powder solution. Then glacial acetic acid is required. Okay, 10 ml of glacial acetic acid. Hypo solution, sodium thiosulfate solution for titration, and the indicator in this experiment is an interesting one, the starch indicator. Starch indicator. Now, what is the procedure? Procedure is like that. We have to put out like 50 ml of that bleaching powder solution in a conical flask. Then you have to add 2 grams of potassium iodide. Here. So it is also required. One of the reagent. So 2 grams of potassium iodide is into that bleaching powder solution. Then we have to add 10 ml of glacial acetic acid. And the color after adding, the color turns to a brownish color. Then we have to cover it with hot glass and keep it in a dark place. Okay, because iodine will start developing that stuff. And after 5 minutes, we have to add some distilled water in it for dilution. And 50 ml of distilled water we have to add into that solution. Then we have to titrate against hypo solution, N by 100 hypo solution or sodium thiosulfate solution. So now the indicator, the use of indicator is something different. So we use in our other titration, we use indicator at the beginning, but here we are not adding that starch indicator at the beginning. So first of all, we just start the experiment. That means it's a brown color solution, and from the burette this is sodium thiosulfate solution. So after adding sodium thiosulfate, few drop, the color turns to straw yellow. it will fade out, fade. So brown to straw yellow is coming. Then we have to add 2 ml of 1 or 2 ml of starch, freshly prepared starch indicator. Now the color comes to blue. Then again we continue the titration. Then the blue color is disappeared. That means colorless. The color changes the brown to colorless. So in the middle, there is a special thing. In the middle part, when the brown color is turns to straw yellow, then we have to add the indicator. Not at the beginning, at the middle, and then we have to continue it. Don't see the reading. Whenever we add the indicator, don't see the reading. Blue color is there. Then you continue the titration, and at the end point, the color comes to colorless. Okay, this is all about it. Why we are not adding the indicator at the beginning? At the beginning, the concentration of iodine is much higher. So if we add that indicator at the beginning, that means when the concentration is higher, then the complex which is formed, which is very stable one, so it cannot be broken by hypo to give the end point. So that's why when the color is like straw yellow, that means that concentration of iodine is much lesser there. Then we can add the starch indicator. This is the important thing or special thing about adding the indicator. Okay. Now see what happened. So first of all, we have to fill out 50 ml of that bleaching powder solution. So pipette is also required. 50 ml. 25 pipette is there, so twice you have to fill it out. This 25 ml. Again, you have to take 25 ml. Then add 2 gram of potassium iodide here. So bleaching powder is taken, the solution is taken. Now 2 gram of, we have to weigh out in a digital balance. Now 2 gram of potassium iodide is taken. Have to then add immediately 10 ml of glacial acetic acid. So you have to cover it. You have to cover it and place it in a dark place. At least for 5 minutes. Okay. We are placing it in a dark place. Then you have to after 5 minutes we have to again start the experiment. Now, in that time, we have to add 50 ml of water in it for dilution. Now we have to wait for 5 minutes at least. Okay. So after 5 minutes, it is placed in the 5 minutes it is placed in a dark place. Then we have to dilute it by adding 50 ml of distilled water in it. Okay. Now we have to start the titration. At the beginning we are not adding indicator as I told. So see the initial reading and start titration. Whenever that color comes to straw yellow, then we have to add the indicator. Straw yellow means faint yellow. Be patient and be careful. It should be straw yellow, not colorless. Be careful. And add drop by drop. Not so many drop in one time. That means follow the titration method properly. So students, color is now like straw like you can do add. Okay. So after adding start it will be blue. Then it should be colorless. Now it is colorless. It will take some time. That means, first of all, we are whenever we start the experiment, the color is dark brown. Then we will take some time for the straw yellow. Then we are adding the starch indicator, 1 or 2 ml. Then it will turn to blue color. And then whenever again we start the experiment, and after few minutes, few drops, it will turns to colorless. So this is all about the experiment. Now we have to note down the reading, not in the middle part. At the beginning, whenever we start the experiment, and then we are adding the indicator, don't take that particular time the reading. So initially what is reading is there, and now what is your final reading. So final minus initial, you will get your consumed volume. Okay. Now you have to repeat this experiment 3 times. That means 3 observations you have to take, and then you have to put that value into the table. And afterwards some calculations are there. Then we can find how much available protein is there in our sample, that is fishing powder sample. Okay, so see you in the next part. Till then, you watch the video. So students, this is the last part of the experiment, the result and calculation part. So first of all, you have to fill up the table. So you have to take 3 observations. So 1, 2, 3 is there, serial number. Then the volume taken is 50 ml. You are repeating 50 ml every time. Now the bullet reading, initial and final reading. Now concordant reading, the consecutive reading you have to take. Now suppose the volume of sodium thiosulfate coming from the burette is VML. We consider that. Now the last part is coming after calculation. The calculation is like this. The
strength of sodium thiosulfate, which is given, that is 0.0922 normal. Now we can say this 1 ml 1 normal sodium thiosulfate solution equivalent to 0.035446 grams of chlorine. Okay. Now by that we can say, therefore unitary method VML, V is the volume we take, suppose it is VML. So VML of 0.0922 normal sodium thiosulfate solution is equals to this much gram of chlorine. Okay. And we are taking 50 ml of sample solution. So 50 ml of sample solution is equals to this much. So this much is where is coming this, because we are taking 50 ml. So 50 ml of solution is considered that much of chlorine, gram of chlorine. Now 1 ml sample, again unitary method, by unitary method 1 ml of sample solution is this much and 250 ml of sample solution is this one. Now where that W is the weight of bleaching powder. Okay. Now if we know that value, then the available chlorine present in the supplied sample is calculated in that manner, like 0.0163 into V is coming from there, and W is the weight of bleaching powder into 100%. So by that method we can easily find out the percentage of bleaching powder in the given sample. Okay. So this is the calculation part, and this is all about the experiment, that is available chlorine in the sample of bleaching powder. I think everybody understood that, and all of you enjoyed the lab video. Okay students, so see you in the next class. Thank you.